In Vancouver, residential areas often have lush and vibrant layers of trees, giving the feeling of living in a primitive forest. This enhances the quality of living environment and the value of real estate, but it comes at a cost. My name is Gary Gao, and I am an architectural designer, builder, and real estate agent based in Vancouver. In this video, I will discuss the challenges of dealing with government agencies, especially at municipal level in Canada, particularly in construction projects, and share my experiences and lessons learned. My focus will be on the issue of preserving trees. As a builder and homeowner, the first step in building a house is to submit the design drawings and required application documents for approval by the municipal government. However, the approval process is incredibly slow, taking up to half a year or longer, with many bizarre requirements. When buying a house, trees on the land may be within the boundaries of private land or on adjacent sidewalks, owned by the municipal government, and permission is required to cut them down. In cases where the city demands the preservation of rare tree species, even if it affects the homeowner's ideal design, the building permit will not be approved. For instance, a friend of mine experienced delays in their approval drawings for a year. When the design drawings were approved, the city suddenly demanded the preservation of a 70 feet tall tree in the backyard, which blocked the entire southern exposure of the house, clogged the gutters, and could damage the foundation and underground drainage pipes. The city has the right to require the homeowner to preserve this tree because every city government has its own bylaw, and officials have the power to do so. However, this behavior emphasizes political correctness and lacks humanity, ignoring the interests and needs of the homeowner. Difficult approvals exist in various city governments, as seen in a case of a developer and homeowner in Greater Vancouver, who signed a contract to purchase a house with the condition that the developer could apply to the city government to rezone and build high-rises. Despite community planning already allowing high-rise buildings in the area, the developer applied for 10 years, numerous meetings were held, but it still has not been approved, leaving elderly residents in disrepair houses.
If I want to sell my house, I want to sell my house. Well, I can't.
I don't want to go out of here in a wooden box, and many people have already gone waiting for this to take place. We have to move forward.
Just how the community is crumbling, like the morale is bad and the physical structures are not being kept up. The roads are not being kept up. There's potholes everywhere, but they're not fixing them because why fix a road that's probably going to be torn out?
If this proposal fails, no developer is going to look at us.
Like I say, it's always touch and go. I hope the roof's going to last. The stairs are not usable here. The hot water tank. The roof has been leaking actually right up here.
Council has to get on with it. They can't keep moving a goalpost. We have gone from the end zone to the side zone, back to the end zone, back to the side zone. It has to stop.
So as you can appreciate, all these changes are months and months and months, turn into years and years and years. If you didn't want any land development here, why are we at second reading? I've seen the plans. It would be phenomenal.
So they just need to be true to their word and put forward this development that's going to benefit the whole community.
Preserving trees comes with additional costs, such as installing a wooden fence to protect the tree and hiring an arborist to supervise work requiring entry to the protected area. To preserve a street tree, a lot of wood needs to be used, making the cost of materials and labor expensive. Ironically, to preserve a tree, another tree must be cut down to provide lumber for the fence. The approval process and procedures are mentally and financially torturous for homeowners, causing dual losses both mentally and economically, and the inability to move into a new residence on time, wasting property tax and mortgage interest. Here is a video that shows tree roots damaging the streetlight cables in Vancouver. Repairing even a small section of the cable conduit requires a large number of equipment and personnel, which can take several days for the city to send. Sometimes homeowners find trees unsightly and insist on cutting them down, even if they do not affect building construction or block sunlight. However, if the city does not approve the tree removal, the construction plan may have to be abandoned halfway through the application. As a designer, I only represent the homeowner in expressing their intentions to the city regarding tree removal. The decision to cut down the tree ultimately depends on the city's approval, and we do not have the authority to command the city. If the tree cannot be cut down, my advice is to let it be and not worry about it. In fact, having trees on the property can have many benefits. However, the bureaucratic process of obtaining building permits can be a challenge. The employees working for the city are loyal to their duties and follow departmental regulations, which can hinder the application process. As homeowners, we can feel vulnerable and subjected to bureaucratic bullying. Therefore, it is advisable to seek the assistance of an experienced real estate agent when buying a standalone house with trees on the property or nearby. This can help avoid unforeseen troubles, headaches, and financial losses in the future. In future videos, I will share more examples on this topic. If you are interested, please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.